All right, everybody. Welcome to the first training. I just want to kind of break down the whole idea of what we're about to cover in the next 3, 4, 5 videos below regarding your strength training, your cardio, your nutrition. And I really want you to understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish here when it comes to fat loss, right? Because there's a lot of confusion, especially with new clients that come in or people in general. They're all concerned with just weight loss. I just want to lose 50 pounds. I want to lose 40 pounds. I want to lose 30 pounds. My first question is, where in the world do you get that number from, right? We all have this number embedded in our brain from when we were 20 years old, when we weighed, almost nothing. And 30 years later, our expectations are to get back to our 20s. And sometimes it's possible, and most of the time it's not, because age takes in and genetic factors roll in, hormones roll. There's a lot of things that are happening. So instead of focusing on weight loss, we want to focus on fat loss, right? And yeah, there are some people who need to lose 40 to 50 pounds of fat, but that's not the purpose of what I want you to understand. I need you to understand that getting on the scale every single day does nothing but pisses you off, all right? Because you're not going to see the moves that you want to see from the hard work that you've been putting in between nutrition and working out. So when you get on the scale every single day, you're going to see half a pound here, a quarter pound there. And most time we don't even look at the quarter or halves. We're just looking at the main number, and that main number may sit there for a week. And most of the time, what happens when people see nothing happen? You quit because you feel like you're doing all this work, you're following the program, you're doing this, you're doing that, and nothing is happening. When in reality, you aren't giving it time to happen. You have to learn to enjoy this process as part of what you do every day and allow the results to come in with you. Just like you go to work every single day to get paid, because at the end of the week, you're going to get a paycheck. You have to go to the gym as if it's your job, and at the end of the week, you're going to lose a pound or two. But I don't recommend weighing more than once a month so that you can see exactly what's going on, because it takes time for your body to adapt to nutrition, adapt to weight training, adapt to cardio, because there's internal factors within the body that happen that we don't see happening, such as inflammation, water loss, water gain, fat loss, fat gain. There's just so many things happening within the body that we really don't understand what's happening. We just assume that it's not working. But in reality, we don't give it time to work. So let's talk about the different types of weight in which we can lose and gain when it comes to just focusing on weight. Okay, so there's water weight, there's fat weight, and there's lean muscle weight, or lean mass. We can call it whatever you want to call it. But the one thing that fluctuates on a daily basis is going to be water. Water goes in, water goes out. Sometimes we don't drink enough water, the water keeps coming out, right? So one day, let's say you wake up Monday morning, you've been drinking all weekend, and you wake up and you're 175 pounds. So you drink, some water over the next few days, and the next thing you know, you're back up to 180 pounds. And you're thinking, what the hell's going on? Because Monday I weighed 175, today I weighed 180. What is going on? So I want you to understand the different factors involved when it comes to just weight loss. So water weight's going to fluctuate between 5 and 8 pounds per day. All right. So the best thing to get consistency and seeing what's happening is to make sure you weigh at the same time every single week, or how often you do it. Same time. So if you get up first thing in the morning, you want to make sure that you go in and you check your weight. Now, I don't just recommend getting on a scale. Okay, we have a machine called InBody, in which we can check your water weight, we can check your fat weight, and we can check your muscle to see what's fluctuating so much, or what we're losing and what we're gaining, so you'll better understand which one of these is going in the right direction and which one maybe is going in the wrong direction. So the next thing that we typically fluctuate in is a little bit of fat. It takes a lot of energy to burn off some fat, because, fat holds a lot of energy, and it takes a lot to break it down and use it for energy. So the last one is going to be your lean muscle tissue. it's going to fluctuate the least amount because it's hard to build, it's hard to maintain, but it will easily be stripped of you when you stop using it. Okay, and again, we're going to dig into more detail and exactly what all that means in the next video, but what I want you to understand, that one's going to fluctuate the most. All right, then there's a possibility this one may fluctuate a tad, but it's not going to fluctuate by pounds in a week. Okay, if you're losing 1 pound a week, you're on a pretty good course. Okay, 1 pound of fat per week. Okay, and again, we want to make sure that as we're losing the fat, we are gaining the muscle. Okay, so I want to just throw out a quick example, and then we'll dig into the next training. And again, this example is in the book, so if you read the book, then you know what I'm fixing to talk about. So, and again, I'm just going to base this on a female. Okay, we have a woman that weighs 180 pounds, and she's at 40% body fat, right? She came to us brand new, hadn't worked out in years. You know, we can say she's between 30 and 40 years old, hasn't worked out since high school, doesn't do any physical activity, no running right now, nothing. So guess what happens? She's lost muscle and increased fat, right? So she is now at 40% body fat at 180 pounds. So over the course of, we're just going to say 12 months for an example, she increases her lean muscle by 10 pounds and decreases body fat by 10 pounds. So my question is, based on where we're at now, how much weight did she lose? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But when she looks in the mirror, she sees a whole different person, right? Because guess what happened? This happened. We got rid of the fat, which is a goal, and we added some muscle through the process. So now, let's just again, and as an example, she's at 180 pounds at 30% body fat. So would you consider that an accomplishment? Now that you're fitting back into your clothes, you've added some lean muscle, you're looking lean, your body fat's getting back down to where it needs to be. How would you feel if you were at 180 pounds and 30% body fat? Now that's pretty dang good. Now that's not the body fat range we want to be in. We want to get you down to around 25%. But as the example, I need you to understand that there's a lot of things that happen within the body that you don't see. And that's where we don't want to just focus on the weight. We want to make sure we have access to get our fat weight, our muscle weight, and our water weight, so we can see exactly what is going on if your weight is fluctuating or maybe not going down. We're adding muscle, dropping fat. So there's so many variations, guys, that you need to understand that you need to focus on when it comes to getting the way you want to look. So I hope that makes sense. Now, this is just the basics. Now I want to dive into actually each component and the importance of, having muscle, keeping your body fat in check, cardio, nutrition. Let's dive into that, go into more detail, guys, and let's keep moving forward. So I'll see you in the next training video.